Don't have to wait, you know my name. Sunshine and rain, some things don't change. Thinking about the days we were younger. Innocent in our ways, we were dumb, girl. But nothing really mattered, I could always count on you. Your touch will leave me breathless, so let me give it back to you. I could always count on you. I could always count on you. Don't have to wait, you know my name. Sunshine and rain, some things don't change. Thinking about the days we were younger. Innocent in our ways, we were dumb, girl. When nothing really mattered, I could always count on you. Your touch will leave me breathless, so let me give it back to you. I could always count on you. I could always count on you.
What is up, everybody? How is everyone doing? Jackson will be joining us pretty soon, pretty eventually. He's just trying to get loaded in. I know this is not a regular night, not a regular day, anything. But oh, I think Jackson's in here. I want to say he is. His mic's muted. We will give him a second. Jackson said 1 second. All right. Well, we're just going to get right into this. KD cleared to practice. Raptors are up 3-1. Everything's brewing the right way. Not the right way. Oh, Jackson, you there?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Jackson's back. Not back, going. But I was just getting ready to talk about the finals and how KD is now back and cleared for practice. Do you see him starting Game 5? Or playing Game 5, I should say.
Honestly, I honestly do see him playing in Game 5. I think, you know, if they were tied 2-2, I don't think he would. Or if they were up 3-1, I don't think he would. But being down 3-1, he might try and play hero ball and try and play. I don't know. I hate the scrawny little kid. It is what it is. If he comes back, don't be shocked if Golden State comes back.
All right. Well, I mean, to be honest, they blew a 3-1 lead, so why not have...
Hey, and they've only been down in a series 3-1 one time.
And that was to OKC.
And they won, so.
But that was against Kevin Durant, which is pretty interesting. Just a lot of things, little things to take into account.
I still believe Kevin Durant threw Game 7.
You actually believe he threw it?
There's no way Kevin Durant plays that bad in Game 7. I mean, he played terrible.
You never know. But let's talk about it. Warriors, Raptors. Raptors, Warriors. Raptors took both games from Golden State. Would you predicted the Raptors winning both games in Golden State, Jackson, before any of this?
No, I had Warriors in 6. I honestly thought it would be tough for Toronto to get one in Golden State. I honestly felt like the Warriors played worse in Game 4 than they did in Game 3.
I would agree with that.
And it's crazy because in Game 4 they got Looney and Thompson back, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, Curry was not very good in Game 4. Let's not kid our balled out in Game 3 without anybody there, which was really impressive. But in Game 4, I mean, he really didn't do that much until the very end. He put on some points that didn't. At that point in the game, it really didn't matter. So, it doesn't really matter. But Yeah, I mean, Thompson actually played pretty well too. I mean, didn't he shoot like 58% from three in that game?
I
Like
know he had like 20, 28, I think.
he led the team in scoring. Pretty insane. I expect to see a better Thompson in Game 5 defensively. I mean, it's tough. Toronto's a really good team.
I mean, that's why they're in the finals. Pretty
It's just
self-explanatory.
facts. I mean, I don't think people viewed him that well. I didn't think that.
I didn't view them that well. I'll be honest. I at the start of this finals, I thought it would be Warriors in 7, but that was a reach. I felt like I was wanting to say Warriors in 6, maybe, but like, who knows? This could be Raptors in 5. But
I hope it is.
that'd be something crazy. But something I do
But
want
then
to talk
think of this. I mean, you got to think about this then. If Golden State loses tomorrow night, this is how much is on the line. Curry falls to 1-2 in the finals without, and the one finals they did win was versus the Cavs that Kyrie and Kevin Love were hurt. So you could argue Steph Curry doesn't have a legitimate NBA ring. I mean, you really could, because the two with KD are not. That team is bullcrap, and they beat a Cavs team that the second best player is Dellavedova. And other than that, I mean, it looks like they lost to Cleveland, and then it looks like they're going to lose to Toronto. So, I mean,
I don't want to say it looks like they're going to. I bet you the Warriors kill Toronto tomorrow. Game 6.
Kill them.
Yes, I bet you Warriors will win by a long shot. Because they know they got to go back to Oracle Arena for at least a Game 6 to make it interesting. But what I do want to talk about is all these post-game interviews. You're seeing Kawhi Leonard asking questions. How big is this to Canada? How big is this to Canada? What were your thoughts on people singing, "Oh, Canada"? And Kawhi's like, I don't know. Ask them. Do you feel like this is just showing more and more that Kawhi wants out of Canada? Like, he doesn't care right now?
No, I mean, Kawhi Leonard's a straight-up dick in interviews, let's be honest. He's been like this forever. Truly. I mean, every interview he does, like, the dude's a robot. I know a lot of people have seen the clip of the guy trying to give him a fist bump and he just won't move. I mean, before the game.
Well, it's
I mean,
also before the finals. I mean, you're trying
his
to get...
laugh is just creepy. I mean, everything about this dude. I mean, but as they say, the board man gets paid. So, I mean, he's by far the best player on the court in the city. And there's honestly a discussion if he's the best player in the entire league right now.
Well, I mean, let's say the Raptors do win. Is Kawhi leaving?
Meet my Taco Bell. Sorry.
No. Last time you had Taco Bell.
Give your take on it first.
Well, I mean, it's weird. I'm answering my own question, but no, I think Kawhi will leave no matter what. Either if they win or lose. I just feel like Kawhi doesn't like it in Canada. It's just like whenever you're asking, you're one game away from winning the finals. How big of this to Canada will this be? Like, that's really what got me going. Is he said, just go ask one of the fans. Like, I get he's like that in interviews, but it's like you could have gave a better answer. Every single one of those players, except Kawhi, would have gave a good answer. Would have said this is tremendous for Canada. It's something that they've been waiting for, and we're just trying to deliver. Kawhi just said, go ask a fan. Like, I just feel like he doesn't care right now.
I mean, Kawhi doesn't care. Kawhi isn't social.
So would you say even that he likes basketball?
That's a good question. Is it that does he even like playing basketball? Like, is he just really good and doesn't really like the sport? That would not shock me. Like, you don't see any emotion out of him really ever. So, I mean, I don't think you could argue that. You really could, but I think he's going to stay. And this is why I think Toronto is a perfect place for him, because he is a quiet guy. If he goes to LA or New York or somewhere like that, the media is going to harass him. He is just, it's in the East. I mean, that's one thing. It's a way easier path than the West. And I mean, the city literally like will love you regardless of what you do from here on out. So, I mean, I don't see another fit for him currently. I mean, I don't think he wants to go to the Lakers.
I think the Lakers are out of the question. I think if any LA team it is, it's the Clippers.
It's got the Clippers, but I mean, at the same time, does he want to go there? I mean, does he want to deal with the LA media? It's a question. I would lean towards he's staying. That would be my.
You think Kawhi stays?
I do because why? You literally, if they win, just won the NBA Finals. You play in the weaker conference. You're in an area where the media does not harass you, which is what he wants, and you have a great coach and you have good teammates. I don't know why you would leave.
Okay, so my question is KD gone?
That's interesting. I could see him being a little.
If they lose, is he gone?
I could see him being arrogant and being coming back and being like, "We got to pick up where we left off," or some crap like that. But I honestly think he's leaving. I don't think he wants to be there anymore, and I personally don't think the Warriors really are a fit anymore. I think if you ask Golden State if they'd rather have 2 or 3 bench players or Kevin Durant at this point,
They would not say the 2 or 3 bench players. That would be the dumbest thing you might have ever said.
how?
Who's been the last 2 Finals MVP?
That's not the question.
You're literally like going over yourself. Steph Curry's 1 and 2 without KD in the finals.
He is.
KD's what, 2 and 1 in the finals?
He is. But that's on the most stacked team ever. And listen, they won an NBA. Like I said, they won an NBA.
Why did it make it? Okay, why did it make it the most stacked team ever, Jackson? What got them over that bump?
But you really think that right now that the Warriors would rather have KD in this lineup where A, he doesn't even fit. The team is so much slower offense. And B, Draymond and him aren't chemistry together.
So you're saying you'd rather have Draymond Green than Kevin Durant?
For them, yes. I think they would rather have Draymond. It's not absurd. Look,
Yes,
when they lose Draymond, they are terrible. When they lose KD, they literally swept their conference finals. I mean, Kevin Durant's a great player. Top 5 in the world, easily.
So you're saying since KD wasn't in the lineup and they swept the Portland Trailblazers.
It was the Western Conference Finals, and they beat Houston in Game 6 on the road without Kevin Durant. I mean, you asked me what's the heart and soul of that team. It's Steph, Clay, and Draymond. KD, they've proven they don't need him. They went 70.
They don't need him. This team without KD blew a 3-1 lead to the Cavs. Beat the Cavs in 6 games without Kevin Love or Kyrie Irving.
Hey, and that's because Draymond got suspended for Game 5.
Okay, still, they went 6 games with only LeBron James and Matthew Dellavedova.
Yeah, that team wasn't as good as the team that formed the next year and the years after.
Okay, and then you put Kevin Durant on. You're sweeping are only going 5 games, and you're saying that didn't get over the hump for the greatest team of all time?
They're not the greatest team of all time. That's not.
Okay, the most stacked team. How about that?
They probably are the most stacked, but they definitely aren't
because Kevin
the
Durant
greatest.
joined.
They probably are, but they are not the most. They're not the greatest team of all time. I mean,
okay, it's not. That was just something I said. That's not the thing right now.
Kevin Durant is a great player.
Jackson, you do realize if Kevin Durant was in right now, the finals would probably be 2-2 at least, if not 3-1 to the Warriors.
But I mean, listen, if Kevin Durant leaves, which seems inevitable, I still think Golden State's the favorite to win the title in the West, or to win the West.
To win the West, but not the title.
Honestly, they probably could win a title without him. I mean, they're good enough to do it.
What if this Raptors team stays the same, and what if the Bucks get better?
Well, I mean, that's a lot of what ifs, but I'm saying listen, they're not going to win this year, it doesn't look like, unless Kevin Durant comes back and saves the day. But if that happens, I'll shoot myself. But they're probably not going to win. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, they're banged up. But I think Toronto would have beat them with KD. I really do. And it's not because Kevin Durant – I'm not saying Kevin Durant's not a great player. He's obviously a great player. That's not the difference. I just think their offense is so much slower, and Curry isn't a great player with Kevin Durant. Curry, if you ask me who I'd rather have running my franchise, Durant or Curry, I'd take Curry in a heartbeat. I mean, that's not even a question. Curry, greatest shooter of all time.
And I just 47 and can't win a finals game. It's weird. I know it's weird. But
LeBron
whenever you have
51
Kevin
and lost. I mean, it's
okay. And
when you don't have help,
Who did he have?
when you don't have help, it's just a fact. You can't win by yourself. I mean, and that's Golden State in Game 3. Outside of Curry, everyone else played like crap.
So you're saying 2 or 3 bench players will fix this 3-1 lead, and if they
It
didn't
could
have
be more,
KD,
but I'm just saying, you let Kevin Durant go out and you replace that. He's making $30 million a year. You know how much more? You know how many players you can get with $30 million?
a lot, Jackson.
2 or 3 middle of the pack guys, and that would be fine. I mean, the thing is, Kevin Durant is the overall the best player on that team. I would probably say that, but he doesn't fit with them as well as people make it up. It's never been a perfect fit. I mean, they're just so damn good. It was impossible to beat, but it was never a perfect fit into that offense. It really never was. And you saw right when KD went out this postseason that Steph just became a different player. I mean, he had to, but the offense was faster, more high tempo, more movement.
Wait. What did you say when KD went out? Steph had to be what?
I mean, when KD went out, Steph became the man. I mean,
And why is that?
because he was the best player left.
I really think you're just like going back and forth with your own self.
No, listen. They do not need Kevin Durant. They
don't need Kevin Durant, and that's why they're down 3-1. Okay.
You honestly think.
Were you gonna say they need Klay Thompson?
They obviously need Klay Thompson.
Okay, so that's why they lost in Game 3, not Game 3, Game 4, and then they lost in Game 2. What quarter did Klay Thompson go down in Game 2? Third quarter?
They won Game 2.
Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, but
they lost Game 3 that he didn't play in,
and then they lost Game 4 that he did play in, and they lost Game 1 that he did play in.
It wasn't.
So they do need him to win 1 out of every 3 games. That's not how you're gonna win the finals, right there. This is
literally. So you're gonna say he's not valuable and he's not.
I'm gonna say the Warriors need Kevin Durant to win the title, and you're stupid to say that they don't.
They've done it without him.
LeBron James and Matthew Dellavedova.
This core has done it before. These 3 guys
in 6 games, and other than that, Jackson,
these
they blew
3
a 3-1 lead.
Guys have been to 5 years in a row. You think the 3rd year Kevin Durant's been on the team? You think that Kevin Durant's carried them for 3 years?
Listen, you mean he's been the Finals MVP for 2 of them? And the 2.
I mean, Andre Pissing Iguodala was the Finals MVP in 15.
Yeah, when they went 6 games against probably the worst team to make the Finals. Sorry,
it should have been LeBron Finals MVP for that, even though they lost. But I'm just saying, Golden State. If you told them you have to lose one of those 4 pieces, who do you think they would get rid of?
Draymond.
They would be idiotic to get rid of Draymond.
And why is that, Jackson?
Because he
causes so much tension off the
court. He's a top 5 defensive player. He's a great passer. He flows so well in that offense. Attitude of the team. They are garbage without him. They are terrible without Draymond on the court. I guarantee if Draymond Green does not play for the Warriors, they go down at least 10 to 15 wins. Like, that's how much.
So you're telling me Draymond Green is more important than Kevin Durant on the Warriors?
For the Warriors, I believe so. I really do.
We're going to bring up Draymond Green stats from the last 2 finals.
Stats don't tell the entire story, and you know that. They don't tell everything.
Why? Why is that? Because
there's not stats for things you can do. He literally, if it were not for him, LeBron would have driven to the rim every single damn possession of the last 4 finals. I mean, that's what would have happened. But Draymond Green is so good. I mean, he impacts the game in so many different ways. It's insane. And no, he doesn't score a ton of points. That's not him. Although he probably
I will give you that. He doesn't score points, but he's very good on defense. I will say that. But and really, he
becomes a different player in the playoffs. Regular season Draymond is not the same as postseason Draymond. Like I don't understand it, to be honest. It might just be a not really giving it his all in the regular season.
So Draymond Green in 2017 played 819 minutes. And
in the regular, right?
No, in playoffs.
Oh.
And scored Let's see. Points per game.
I
I know.
like
I know you don't care about this. Okay. I'm just saying. If I can even find this. Oh, here we go. All right. Points per game. Draymond scored probably around 10. It's saying that's per 36 minutes actually. But
yeah, per 36. But that's
all
I'm
I'm
not
saying is
I'm not claiming he's a better. I'm saying for Golden State, he is more valuable,
here we
and
go.
he is
Here we go. His plus minus. Would you like to know this?
in what?
I mean, this is just saying for the whole season. But anyway, plus or
Sure.
minus this year, 10. When he's on the
When
court,
he's
it's
on the
plus
court,
10,
which is good.
which is really good. I will say that. Last year it was 7. Now let's bring up Kevin Durant. And I could be wrong about this. I'm just saying this plus and minus are a really big key part.
Well, the thing is, they're on the court together all the time.
Kevin
so
Durant plus or minus 12 this year and 7 last year.
Yeah, I mean they're similar numbers because they're on the court together all the time.
Okay, and then
I've told you I don't care about a single statistic about either of these players' games. I think if you just watch how they fit, Draymond fits with them so well. The chemistry between
because he's
Clay,
been there
Draymond,
since the beginning. KD put himself
exactly.
there. Okay,
That's why
Jackson, why would they sign
he's
KD if he's not a good fit? Why would they sign KD if he's not a good fit? You tell me.
I'm not saying he's not a good fit. I'm just saying he doesn't fit as well as Draymond. Why did they sign one of the best damn players to ever play basketball? That's why they signed him. But
No, there had to be a better reason than that.
There had to be a better reason they signed him than that. He's a top player.
Okay, then let's go have the Warriors sign LeBron James if we're at this now.
What? I'm sure they would have if LeBron wanted to. Like, why the hell wouldn't? Give me a reason why they would not have signed Kevin Durant. Like, there's literally no reason they wouldn't have. All 30 NBA teams would have signed Kevin Durant if he wanted to.
I will say that I will agree with that, but I'm just saying they have a reason other than because you're the best player, one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, the reason is because they want to win the championship.
They what?
The reason is because they want to win the NBA championship.
Oh, and we're going to go back to this point. They wanted to win the NBA championship, and they knew they just blew a 3-1 lead. And Draymond Green didn't play. I will say that.
One game. And he did play in 6 and 7. And was the best
player
for the Warriors.
They wanted to get that one. They wanted to make sure they could win. And that's why
it was the softest move in NBA history. I mean, that's been documented. It's true. A superstar at Kevin Durant's level should not go to a team that stacked. That's just. But you know what made that Warriors team that went 73-9 so damn good?
What?
And I don't care if they lost the title. Their depth was insane. Their second, third units were killer, dude. They had so many great players on that bench that they could just use all the time, and it would destroy other teams' bench players. And that's why I think if Kevin Durant leaves, it's not such a bad thing, because they can find guys to come in and play, even if they're not going to average 25 like Kevin Durant can. Maybe they won't have the huge nights Kevin Durant can, but they don't need to. They can contribute together, and that's literally their slogan, strength and numbers.
Kevin Durant leaves. Let's say Kevin Durant leaves this summer. Where do you see the Warriors next year?
First or second in the Western Conference. Rather,
are they going to win the finals?
I mean, that's a take that I can't really tell you right now. The NBA is going to look like next year.
Okay, let's say this.
I don't know where these guys are going.
KD stays on the Warriors. Do they win the finals next year?
They most likely they'd be the favorite, yes. And I still think they'd be the favorite if he left, depending on where he went. If he went to like Houston, then Houston would probably be the favorite, but they can't even afford him. But if he goes to like the Knicks or the Nets, I would still consider Golden State the favorite to win the NBA championship. It's just I know you don't view Portland as a good team, but to sweep the Western Conference Finals without him
is the Nuggets.
Telling.
They're at least going 6 games. I'm not just saying that because it's the Nuggets.
The Nuggets literally couldn't beat the Trailblazers, so I mean, what's your point? The Trailblazers proved they were a better team than.
Ugh.
I mean, they literally proved it. We played a series and they won.
They won 7 games. I will say that. So you're saying, let's say this: if the Nuggets, let's just say the Nuggets win Game 7. We're just gonna say they win Game 7. Are
They
they
probably
getting
lose in
swept?
5. I bet they could win 1, maybe. But it doesn't that doesn't even matter. Like it would be like one. I mean, the Nuggets
You
lost
have to
3 of the
do.
4
You have to
regular.
remember the Nuggets did. I mean, the Warriors didn't have KD in the Western Conference Finals, and you're saying the Nuggets still would have only won in 5, even though they have probably one of the best big men with Nikola. Nikola.
If you can't beat Portland, how the hell are you going to beat Golden State? I mean that they went 7 with a San Antonio team that wasn't that good. They went 7 then who, as you say, isn't that good. So to go 7 games twice, and theoretically we'll say they win the 7th game of the to play 14 games and then run into Golden State, you're good luck.
All right. Well, let's just get off this topic. This is a
I wish
dumb.
I wish John was here for this.
John would such. It's like John. I can see John just going off right now.
Yeah, I could too.
All right, we're just gonna, since Jackson has stuff to go to, since you got, Stanley Cup's about to go on, Blues are about to win, hopefully,
Facts.
knock on wood. You guys should definitely go follow us on Twitter at KC3 Takes. Royals still suck. Nothing much to talk about there. We've already went over the draft with our latest interview that you guys should definitely go watch. Bobby Witt Jr. did win his state championship. Left his high school career on a good note. So hopefully he can come in the Royals system on a good note. But enjoy Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals, and hopefully we will be talking about this Warriors team and how a dynasty might be coming to an end on Tuesday night when our next podcast. Jackson, do you have anything else to say?
Nope, I'm good. See you guys.